Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So this was just posted literally probably a few minutes ago, and I'm going to post this as fast as possible. I also just posted a video about recoil smoothing. What I want to discuss today is actually going to be the rework of ranked. So I know I put a lot of videos and guides about ranked, but I made sure to talk about them about as a high level as humanly possible, meaning not getting in depth about the point system. I had a hunch that the system is going to be reworked, so I didn't go in depth always talking about points and placement, just talked about the concept of constantly trying to improve. And let's get into this. So the introduction of season 13 is actually going to introduce new updates to ranked. So the biggest things are going to be team play for victory, accurate skill and better competition, and they're making large changes around this where players will focus on playing as a team and playing for the win. And RP will be more accurate representation of the overall game. So let's talk about that. Play for the team. Because it is a team-based game, now everyone's going to receive some sort of points when one of them gets an elimination, even though you maybe weren't there necessarily for the fight or did damage. I believe if we go back to the prior link here, what that means. So let's break down these 4 slides real quick before we get into, so then you can have like, I think this is like a faster synopsis. Essentially, RP is rewarded 50% for kill. Players did not get an assist or anything, not granted to dead teammates, of course. Now, another one is survival is a primary objective, and kills are somewhat is what gets you there. Placing any limits on kill rewards puts unintended emphasis on pressure of hitting these limits, so they're taking a different approach. They remove the kill RP cap, so it's new based on each elimination is worth increasingly less down to a minimum, and I guarantee that's going to be broken down more on the article. Similar to ranked arenas, rewards will be granted based on the highest RP threshold achieved. Tier demotion, meaning they're going to have tier demotion protection available up to 3 games lost after promotion into a higher tier. New players can demote out of a tier halfway down to the previous division. Masters, 50% off is Diamond 1, so like midway through. So that's interesting, but you get a little bit protection, so even though you got up to Masters right away, so it looks like after 3 games it's modified, so it's pretty decent. Of course, the other one is Bronze was the only tier without an entry cost, so now they created a new tier called Rookie. The RP thresholds for all tiers have been adjusted, increased by 200 or so RP, and there's going to be a lot more cost. So let's get into that. Let's talk about that more. So the assist rules. The current assist timer for 10 seconds is too short. I 100% agree with this. Allowed for simple retreats to break the timer. This creates unnecessary tension and is counterproductive to survival winning the game. So they changed it from 10 seconds to 15. I really dig this. This is really amazing. Following up the revive assist marker change last in Defiance. We're also adding a refresh to assist timer when players are revived. With this change, if an enemy you help knock is revived immediately downed again by one of your allies, you're still eligible for the assist credit. Hallelujah. That's an amazing change. I love that so much, especially let's say you did 190 damage, you get the knock and somebody helps you with it, you get an assist and then they get rezzed. Across the board, that's just amazing. Accurate skill and better competition. So that's when we talk about the tier demotions. Your ranking is important, should be accurate when it comes to representing your current skill. I agree. Having the ability to demote out of a tier will allow a player to reflect their more precision. This is going to be big for those that are hard-stuck diamond or hard-stuck masters. Instead of just inting and throwing your game, they're going to have more thought process. At least that's the hope. Demotions will create a better, truer skill distribution among the ranks. Similar to ranked arenas. I think ranked arenas does this really well. I think that ranked arenas also needs a bit of a change when it comes to the upper levels and getting into masters, because it gets really frustrating at the higher end. But again, tier demotion is protected up to 3 games. Players can demote out of a tier, but halfway through, so you'll be like 50% of Diamond 1. So interesting. 100 RP tier promotion bonus. That's interesting. That's pretty cool. That is interesting. Entry cost adjustments. There are 2 types of players within a tier: those who can consistently gain RP and those who cannot. To smooth things out within the skill gap, we are adjusting entry costs across division. Additionally, we're adding new entry cost breakdowns within the master tiers to further filter for skill. Entry costs increase on promotion to new divisions. Masteries plus entry costs further increase the total RP. 5 RP every 1000 RP beyond master threshold up to 175 RP. So essentially there's divisions. Each division actually holds weight and meaning now. Many of the entry cost is going to be higher. So being bronze 4 at the very bottom is cost of entry 15. At the very top is 24. Let's say you're hard stuck diamond, instead of the minus 48, it's 63. The highest end is 72. I think the reason they've definitely increased this, and it'll probably be covered in the article, is to really highlight the problem that you see is Well, the fact that everyone's going to be sharing Team KP and that there's going to be a lot more points across the board. So it's so smart, so you don't just get everyone just hard capped. So I mean, the scaling really makes a whole lot of sense. They simplified and adjusted the per kill RP mechanics and are now directly representing the base kill values by placement. In Battle Royale, placing worse in the bottom half of the lobby is losing. Placing and kills are both important metrics in ranked. Having kills without placement should not constitute a success. I mean, it's tough, but I mean, that's debatable, but sure. In response, because I mean, here's the thought process: if you get 10 eliminations and you're number 11, like, you should be rewarded for something. But they're gonna break this down in a minute. Players placed in the region are likely to lose RP. At the same time, having good placement with little to no kills will cause players to miss out on a majority of their RP rewards coming from previously mentioned kill RP changes. So we see here that you don't garner any placement points really until you start to get to the upper echelon of the RP placement. And then the eliminations, kill plus assist RP, are also a little bit more straightforward and simplified, and they multiply based on well, let's just get more into it. Let's talk about this here, because there's a kill tier difference. I think this is just overall simplified, just reading this. We pulled down kill RP gains by placing worse than 10. Players placed in this region. So yeah, your RP points matter more as you go up. There's not a cap, but you obviously want the incentive to be higher. Okay, I guess a kill tier difference. Okay. I think this, I need to evaluate this more. I think this is always the most confusing part, but the goal is that they simplified it. And so I'm probably thinking more of the previous system. Comment down below your thoughts. I'm going to have this article link in the description. We need to have a more in-depth discussion about this and how it's going to work. And it's going to probably require a follow-up video. Kill tier differences. So there is a skill modifier based on how many points you're gained based on who that you eliminated within a certain tier. So you'll garner more RP killing somebody of a higher tier, and you'll gain less RP if somebody is a lower tier. So the introductory tier, bronze is the only tier without any entry costs. Any investor player would eventually climb out of it, so they introduce a new tier, rookie. This tier would sit below bronze to act as a proper one-time only introduction to the tier ranked, and not only have ranked any no rank rewards, and that they'll not reset into based on new splits. Bronze now has entry cost. RP thresholds. To account for increased influx of RP, they adjusted the RP thresholds, which we talked about. RP thresholds of all tiers and division adjusted. Length of each division is increased by 200 RP. Third-party kill stealing fix. This is interesting. We have fixed a long-standing issue where kill credits were unintentionally transferred from... Oh, okay. That's a hot fix. That makes sense. Previously, when Team A downs a player from Team B, Team A subsequently is eliminated. Players from any team can misappropriate those down players on Team B. This happened if we showed up for a third party and you weren't even the one that got the elimination, you finished them, you would get the kill credits. So they fixed this as a hot fix. Kills are not given. So that's a good one. Conclusion, this update is a first step of our ongoing journey to evolve and improve the rank experience. We're excited for get you a chance to play these changes when Survivors launches on May 10th. Pretty excited about most of these changes, I'm going to be honest. I think that this is going to create a healthier, more fun, more team-based rank system. Don't get overwhelmed by the entry cost. Just remember that when you're playing with teammates, that you're going to be rewarded faster for your points, and that you're going to get points even if you did no damage, and that the time of damage is going to be lengthened, so you're less like starved and trying to rush for damage or what have you. Overall, better changes. I think this is going to be healthy. At first I was a little hesitant on the demotion part, that I don't think is as bad as one would think. So I'm going to upload this right away. I want your guys' thoughts. This is pretty big, so I'm going to title this pretty much like Ranked Changes for Apex Legends Season 13 Saviors. So let's talk about it in the description, the comments down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. I'm excited for this. That's why I made this video so quickly. I wasn't planning on this, but I saw this go up and I was like, we've been doing so many ranked tutorials that we have to talk about it. Look forward to speaking to you guys in the comments.